Hello everyone, you're Royce here and welcome to our channel Sansevieria 101. So for this episode, we're going to feature a continuation of my presentation for the cultivar of the trifasciata short leaf group, which is the previous one was trifasciata Hahnii Philippines. So what I am showing you right now is not officially named, and I hope that for whoever is in charge of naming this particular mutation or cultivar of Sansevieria trifasciata Hahnii Philippines is that that person can see the video that I'm presenting right now, because I am suggesting a name for it that is apt to the characteristics of the plant. And what I'm focusing right now is, like I mentioned, a mutation coming from Sansevieria trifasciata Hahnii Philippines. I would know because I only bought initially Sansevieria Hahnii Philippines, which is the one that I presented previously before this specimen that I'm showing right now. In fact, I still have my Hahnii Philippines not planted because I am still waiting for it to callus from the cut or from the save that we did. So I'm going to show you what I did with the specimen that we saved. Uh, Here is the part wherein we have removed. As you can see, after a day or so, or after just a day, you'd see that it is very dry because of the sprayed hydrogen peroxide on the rotting part, and it has calloused. It's now hard, it's not rotting. And then I actually did something, and I'll show you another tip on what I did on the part wherein it's wounded. Actually, I already washed it, but just to make sure that nothing is living, or not a pest is living on there, is that I have put super glue on the wound part, especially on that reddish part of the wounds. I have applied super glue, so whatever is still in there that's moving would be killed and would be trapped by the super glue that I have already placed on it. Another thing that super glue helps out with is that it helps the leaf stay attached to the stem part of this specimen. So I think I can still save this specimen, and this is the Hahnii Philippines that we have discussed previously. And then I might just put it right here so we can make a comparison. So none of the leaves are falling apart now because of what we did. So when we discussed Sansevieria trifasciata Hahnii Philippines, I've said that there are central striolations on them, and it is stable. As you can see, this is the last healthy pup that I have for Sansevieria Hahnii Philippines, and you can still see that the striolations on the middle part are still there, and it is stable. Now there are chances that it will mutate, not from leaf propagation, but from the rhizome below it. In fact, I didn't notice it. I just noticed that it grew from this from this specimen into this. So one of the pups lost the central striolations on them. These are the central striolations that I'm talking about, and this specimen lost the central striolation characteristics of the Hahnii Philippines. So I'll show you the pups. You can see that there are none central striolations, so therefore it is a stable cultivar. I'll show you another proof. I have another pot on here, still no central striolation. It has lost the central striolation, and it's no longer existing on the succeeding offsets. So if I may present my own theory, it is sort of deducting from complete characteristics to this cultivar that I'm showing you right now. I have already placed the suggested name for the cultivar, and I hope that whoever is in charge will follow it. Now, the most distinctive characteristics of this, or characteristic of this cultivar, folks, and of course, from the specimen that I came from, is that they are having sort of lime type coloration. They have a lime type coloration. It's a combination of yellow and green. So that is the most definitive characteristics of this cultivar. Therefore, I would suggest to have the basis of calling it or naming it according to the previous IDs of short-leaf trifasciata. The already existing Jade Dwarf Marginated will just change it according to what we see and change it to Lime Dwarf Marginated. So there's a JDM, that's Jade Dwarf Marginated. Now, what I'm presenting to you, I'm suggesting to call it as Lime Dwarf Marginated. In the market, there are already people calling it Sansevieria trifasciata, Hahnii, Philippines Gold, but the word gold, folks, is just so redundant. It's used with Hahnii solid gold, whatever gold that you would see in the market for trifasciatas, which is different from what I'm showing you right now, because it's not really exactly gold as you can see with honey gold, or honey eye gold, or honey eye, golden honey eye, or honey eye solid gold. That's not the color of the honey eye solid gold. So this is lime color. It's not going to be, I'm not going to uh, promote the Sansevieria Honey Eye Philippines Gold, because gold does not define the characteristics of this cultivar. What defines it is the word lime, because of the coloration. It's lime, although at higher temperatures it may look like bright yellow, but it goes back normally at normal conditions to being lime. Also, that one other thing why I am really pushing for Lime Dwarf Marginated is that the offset, if you leaf propagate it, you'd have something growing on the leaves, which is called Lime Dwarf, only Lime Dwarf. So this one has green margins on them. That is why I am suggesting the Jade Dwarf Marginated ID for them, for to be officially published. So um, reason being is that we can incorporate why it's called Lime Dwarf Marginated, and because the offsets, when you leaf propagate it, will become Lime Dwarf. So the offset will never become a green common honey eye short leaf trifasciata, which is banded. That's not gonna happen. I have tried leaf propagating them over and over again. All I get is the Lime Dwarf trifasciata, which is also short leaf, and exactly like what I'm showing you right now, except that it will have no margins. So uh, actually there is something on China9's book, which is Honey Primitive. Honey Primitive is not really as pure as Lime Dwarf. It would still have green colors such as this one. Lime Dwarf, you would not see, because it's really lime without greenish colorations. That's the pure leaf propagated product when you leaf propagate the one that I'm showing you right now. Uh, in fact, I am also deducting that further mutation of Lime Dwarf Marginated, when it loses the margin and it mutates from the rhizome directly, I think it will become Honey Eye Primitive. So keep in mind, folks, reiterating on offsets growing on rhizome versus offsets growing on the leaf propagation. On the leaf propagation, it will become really lime without the greenish hues that you would be able to see on Hahnii primitive. So Hahnii primitive might be another mutation. I might be able to mutate it from what I'm showing you right now, because if the specimen loses the margins and will just become green and lime colored, it will become Hahnii primitive. So that's my theory or my deduction. Although it is fact that I'm going to say that if you leaf propagate this specimen, you would get Lime Dwarf trifasciata, and I will have that presented on the next episode. So the only Sansevieria trifasciata short leaf that will produce Lime Dwarf is Hahnii primitive, Hahnii Philippines, or Hahnii golden green, and the one that I'm showing you right now, which is I'm suggesting to be called Lime Dwarf Marginated. So I guess that's all that I can say for the origins, because I know firsthand how my specimen originated. It came from Hahnii Philippines, then it lost the center of relations. This one's still Hahnii Philippines, and this one is Lime Dwarf Marginated. So that said, I know where my specimen mutated from, because it mutated from my own garden. So it may mutate from other places. In fact, you can check with my colleagues, and they have been able to come up with the same mutations from Hahnii Philippines. So that said, all that's left to do is to take measurements. Last time I wasn't able to take measurements when I presented the Hahnii Philippines, because I was so depressed when I found out that the bottom portion, everything have rotten out. All the pops also rotted out because of the mite attacks. So right now I can actually show you a measure of the leaves, and it's actually at 5 inches, 4 to 5 inches, 5 inches with the longest, and I would say still the same, because they're just uh, this specimen originated from this mother plant, so they would have the same leaf length. Next would be, we will measure the leaf size. Set my tool to 0, and I will try to look for the widest leaf that I can measure. The widest leaf would be 31.9. So the one that's from the mother plant, I didn't move it, and they would somehow be just the same size, because, like I mentioned, it originated from the same parent plant. So that said, we have already taken measurements, and I would say it would be just the same with the previous feature that I already presented, which is the Sansevieria trifasciata Hahnii Philippines. What I'm presenting to you right now is the I would suggest be called Lime Dwarf Marginated, and next in line would be the Lime Dwarf, because I have leaf propagated some leaf from this, some leaf from this. They all produced Lime Dwarf. So same with Hahnii Primitive, which I think the same family. They are the only ones that would produce the Lime Dwarf trifasciata. So, folks, I guess this is it for this content. And if you have any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. And if you like what I have presented, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, folks, and you have a great day.